Thank you for taking your seats. Mr. National Chairman, officers and members of this august CDC USA, Chairman of the Convention, officers and members of the host chapter, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Liberians. I bring you greetings and felicitations on and in behalf of my friend and brother, a son of our national soil, a child of indigenous heritage, an industrious patriarch, a trailblazer of visionary achievement, a passionate and altruistic philanthropist who dares to dream to blaze our nation to new heights with the collective help of all the people. I bring you greetings from this man, my friend, your friend, the Honorable Benoni Urey. Let us give him a hand this evening. Allow me a moment to express my profound personal thanks, Mr. Chairman, and appreciation to you and to this body on behalf of my wife who is at home and my 14-year-old daughter, Levi Martin, who was a tremendous help coming up here tonight. Because as I drove up, having had a conversation with Ben and I last night, I did not have the time to write a speech giving all the things he had told me to tell you. So from memory, I told her, pick up your iPad. And she picked up her iPad, and while I took the 2-hour drive here, I dictated and she typed. So I want to thank you, Shalice, for your help in getting this message prepared. I am profoundly grateful for giving me and allowing me, CDC, the opportunity to address you on behalf of Ben and I at your gala ball during this convention. In a conversation yesterday evening with Honorable Benoni Urey, he impressed upon me to convey his regrets due to his inability to be here at this time. It is his wish, though, that the convention has been a marvelous success and an inspiration that will serve the better good and elevation of our nation and our people. His voice, as usual, was strong, passionate, and resounding. He asked me, Mr. Chairman, to say to you and this body that as we stand on the threshold that leads to a more glorious future, let us not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our quest for participation in a more inclusive nation by drinking from the cup of bitterness, hatred, corruption, disenfranchisement, dehumanization, and the violence of human nature. His message is that we must not allow our creative protest and our civil disobedience to degenerate into physical violence. The rule of law, he says, must prevail. We must also not allow our righteous indignation, our righteous anger to propel us to acts of barbarism and terror. We must study war. No more. We must study war. No more. There is something that he also wants me to tell us, other than study war no more. He emphasized the peace that our nation now enjoys. And he said that the fragile peace that we have maintained over the last few years must not be broken. We've come too far through blood, sweat, and tears to turn back now. If we will become the glorious and prosperous land of liberty that we can become, we must at all costs cherish and keep the peace. We must live out the true meaning of our name, Liberia, meaning free. freedom, and there can be no freedom without peace. No nation building without peace. No future without peace. No destiny without peace. No hope without peace. No unity without peace. And without peace, we can only degenerate into nothingness. And so as we, if people, must come together as one, we must come in the words of our national anthem, in union strong, success is sure, we cannot fail. With God above our rights to prove, we will overall prevail. There is strength, great strength in unity. And so as a messenger, I echo the message that Benoni had asked me to bring. It is a message that we must be a law-abiding people, a people of peace, a people with a united front, a people who must never turn back, a people who must move forward together, because if we move forward together, we can achieve great things. So he said, forward ever, backward never. There is something that he wants me to say to you, my people. His voice again reverberated with anguish and deepest concern when he uttered these words. He said, Liberia is not just for some, it's for all of us. The resources of our nation is not just for some of us, but for all of us. It is time that all of us, from Cape Mountain to the southern tip of Maryland, from the northern point of Nimba to the coastal waters of Montserrat, from Grand Bassa and Sino and Grand Jia and Banga and Bong and Grand Cru, it's time that we all come together and brainstorm as a nation. When we do this, we will collectively identify the hindering obstacles to the success of our nation. Together, we will, as a concerned patriotic nation and people, and we will, as a people in unison, build our nation brick by brick, callous hand by callous hand. As we work together, we will unearth a solution and adopt plans of action that are tangible, visible, and achievable. We have a long way to go, but with God and a determined mind, all things are possible. I close, my brothers, with the words of one great Liberian writer. And this is what he says. The heights of great men reached and kept were not obtained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were upward toiling in the night. Brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others toil. They build the nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. These are the words of a Liberian. Benoni wants us as a nation and a people to keep the peace, to stay united, to build together, but not to turn back, to be angry about the things that hurt our nation, and to come together as a people and solve it together. He says he loves you and he can't wait until he's here soon. God bless you and thank you for the opportunity.